Hi everybody, roll call. Who's awake? It is 12:30 in the morning. I should probably keep my voice down a little bit because I have sleeping babies here in the background, and I probably should have thought more about like a cute background behind me, but I just didn't care enough. I got home, ate an entire carrot cake. You'd probably think I only had a slice of carrot cake, but no, I think I ate an entire carrot cake. Drive home was awful, but my husband picked me up, which was really nice, and so I didn't have to do it myself. I'm still kind of trying to warm myself up, but people were taking it slow out there. Hi, Kenneth. Hi, Jose. What's going on? What are you guys seeing out there? Keep giving me shout outs. Let me know what you're seeing. Hi, Brian. We got a lot of people awake right now. Let's do a quick check outside. I know you guys all have windows, so you probably don't need me to do this, but it's hard to tell because we do have some drifting of the snow that's going on, but it looks like we have about 8 inches. I need to measure it officially, but it definitely is getting pushed up to this side of the house. We've got quite a bit of snow here in my town. Okay, we've got a new measurement in. Let me write this down. We've got 7.5 inches in Southbury. I do think that we are on track for most towns getting around a foot of snow, and some could get up to 1.5 feet. The exception will be parts of southern Connecticut. Let me show you what we're dealing with here. Yeah, the rest of the family is sleeping. So we've got areas of moderate to heavy snow that you see shaded in the purple color. One thing I do want to talk to you about though. So you see this area here where there's a little bit of yellow. This is where we're actually seeing some sleet mixing in right now. Now the radar is not doing a very good job of picking this up. And the reason why is because the atmospheric profile is kind of confusing. But correlation coefficient is one of our tools that we use kind of behind the scenes. And it can kind of give us a better idea of what's actually reaching the ground. So it looks like through New Haven and parts of Fairfield County, there's actually some sleet mixing in, even though it's not showing up on the radar right now. Putnam area, Tammy saying, glad you made it home safe. Glad to have you with us here. Okay, so moving forward, another thing that we want to watch here is the dry slot of this storm. Initially it filled in, now it looks like it's come back to get us. And parts of southern Connecticut, parts of Fairfield, New Haven, Middlesex, New London County, not only is there a chance that you get some mixing, but there's also a chance that you kind of dry things out for a little bit. As this storm kind of pivots and comes through, that will fill back in again. Any areas of sleet will go back over to snow, and not only that, but we'll see things kind of fill in on the rest of the radar. So again, just talking about how much snow, here's what our prediction has been. At least since 4 o'clock this afternoon. We continue to bring those snow totals up over the last 48. Well, I kept the forecast the same for 2 days, and then I decided to bring it up. I think around a foot of snow for most, but where I'm most uncertain is, again, where we may end up dry slotting here for parts of southern Fairfield, New Haven counties, Middlesex, and also New London counties, where we may stay a little bit under that. Let's see, let's see, we got Rich Johnson coming in, about 6 inches in Windsor Locks, and 2 inches more just in the last hour. That's crazy. Let's see, a lot of blowing snow in Unionville, blowing off the solar panels. That's from James. Snowplow came and it's filling in again. Was starting to get upset here in Bethel. Oh, do you mean initially you were worried that it wasn't going to snow, but now it is? Is that what you mean? Let's see, what else are you guys saying? Checking in, Jose from New Haven here from Lucy. How are you, Lucy? Love it here on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Well, welcome to our Facebook Live. You probably don't know much about this stuff that we have that falls from the sky here in Connecticut. 3 to 5 inches so far in Willimantic. Yeah, the lowest totals so far that we have are in northeastern Connecticut. All right, let me check in and see what the wind gusts are doing, because I see Ed is saying it is blowing like mad out there. Yeah, that's going to make it pretty hard for us to really get a good measure on this. But I think this is going to be one of those cases where you see these really big snow piles and drifts in other parts of your yard that just don't have as much snow. Here's what we are seeing right now in terms of wind gusts. Near 40 miles an hour for Bridgeport, 35 New Haven, 38 Groton, 28 miles per hour. Again, these are gusts for winds or locks. Let's see what sustained winds are looking like. So, and again, in order to call it a blizzard, you would need, one second, you would need frequent winds of 35 miles per hour. I just hit gusts again. What is wrong with me? See, this is why I should plan these things better. Okay, here's wind speed for you guys. You need frequent winds to 35 miles per hour over the course of 3 hours in a row. So, coupled with the fact that you'd want visibility to be lower than a quarter mile. So we'll check in with that in just a moment to see how we're doing there. Sustained winds are actually pretty impressive. Guess what? It's a nor'easter. Winds are blowing out of the northeast, 18 miles per hour for Windsor Locks, 26 Bridgeport, 25 miles per hour in Groton. And let's take a look at visibility, because visibility can be a good indicator of how heavily the snow is coming down. So let's check in and see that. Quarter mile across the board. So we'll see what the National Weather Service decides to do. We've got the quarter mile visibility. The question is, will we see frequent gusts to 35, enough for the National Weather Service to issue a blizzard warning? It's possible, but we'll see. We'll see what they end up deciding to do. It's definitely not going to be one of those easy calls for them. Here is one of our high resolution models. This is the high resolution rapid refresh, and it continues to show at times 1 to 3 inch per hour snowfall rates. Again, this is at times. We're not going to see 1 to 3 inch per hour snowfall rates all night. That would be crazy. Here we are at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I think after that time frame, the snow will start to, it's going to go back and forth between heavy and light, but we'll say not as much time in the heavier snow band. So I still think it will be heavy at times into early tomorrow morning, but more breaks in the action. So here we are at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. You're looking at 1 inch per hour snowfall rates still here at 4 a.m. This is 5 a.m., 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch per hour rates. This is 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And I think after about 8 o'clock or so, that's when we start to see things continue to slowly dial down. So there might be some leftover snow into, say, the late morning, maybe early afternoon, but the snowfall rates are going to get much lower once we head past about 8 o'clock or so. So that part of the forecast has not really changed. Let's see. I'm going to catch up to the comments you guys are sending me. Looks like I have some lipstick that's not on my lips. This is amazing. Should I shovel my steps tonight or wait until the morning? You can wait till the morning. This is not one of those situations where we're suddenly going to get ice and then the snow piles are going to harden. I mean, if you want to get a jump start on it, you can, but I also think you could wait till the morning, and it's not going to be too heavy of a snow pile for you, just because this is going to be a very light, very fluffy snow that we have that will continue to come in. 6-7 inches in Mansfield, Raymond. Awesome. And I do think in the afternoon we'll even break for some sunshine, and you can actually, go out and play in the snow if you wanted to. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Georgia saying he loves my hat. I made this hat, you guys. I learned on TikTok how to make a hat out of loop yarn. So that's what you're seeing here. How does flying into Bradley at 4:30 look like? Bobby is asking. I think it'll be fine. There's not going to be any inclement weather during that time. It'll be clearing out. There's a lot in Waterbury. That's from Tony. How many inches in Bethlehem, PA? I mean, I used to live in Bethlehem, PA, but I don't anymore, and I don't really keep track. I'm sorry. Let's see. There's some sleet hitting the ground. I wanted the big amounts of snow. I got to move north. That's from Brandy. It's beautiful, though, Deborah's saying. Let's see what's going on. Snow drifts in Southbury, 84 East. This is from Diane Lattimore. From 15 to 20, not much traffic. We actually there were a lot of people out on the roads when I was coming home. I only take back roads, though. I don't have to take the highway. But people were driving really slowly, and I thought respectfully. let's see. The best comes overnight. That's from Elizabeth. And I do think that, most of the worst part of the storm is going to be overnight. Again, we're still going to have some heavy snowfall rates into early tomorrow morning, and then those snowfall rates will gradually begin to taper off. But overall, we're talking about a good, classic snow event for us here in Connecticut. It's been a few years since we've seen amounts like this, but overall, it's not going to be a weird storm in terms of historic proportions. But it's certainly something that we haven't seen in quite some time. So I think that is something that's notable about it. So again, just to kind of recap, I think a lot of people end up with around a foot of snow. If you are in southern sections of Fairfield, New Haven, Middlesex, New London counties, you may get a little bit less because of the dry slot of the storm, plus a little bit of mixing in with sleet that may keep down total somewhat. But if you are north of that area, again, a lot of folks end up with a foot, and some may even end up with 1.5 feet of snow, just depending on where that heavier snow banding ends up setting up. And then we can try to think about the weekend. Tammy's saying, White Christmas? I don't think we're going to have a lot of melting on the way. It's a cooler than average weather pattern right through Christmas. So I do think there's still going to be quite a bit of snow on the ground by Christmas Day. I don't think we're going to melt all of this in a hurry. So technically white, although it might be a little bit dirty. It's coming down heavy in Lisbon, Connecticut. Thank you so much, Lori, for that report. And before I leave you, we're going to check back in on the radar at least one more time here. Show you what's going on. And again, we do have some locally heavy snow that's coming down out there, northeastern Connecticut, especially another band down through Middletown where it's accumulating rapidly. And we have some gusty winds, which is making it kind of hard to see even how heavy it is. Here's that dry slot where we're actually seeing some mixing with sleet in parts of Fairfield County. The same will be true for New Haven County, but you had such a good front end thump of snow that, if you even take a break and things pick back up again, there's still plenty that's going to be needed to clear away. So I think we're going to continue to see that snow again off and on. You can see how things are filling back in again, back behind the dry slot. So we're in a pretty good situation here. Thank you, James. I have my holiday nails with a touch of snow. You can see there's a snowflake on there too. Hello from Electric Boat in Groton. What's going on? Mike Trask, how are you doing? All right, I think we're all caught up, guys. I will let you know if there's anything crazy going on. I'm going to monitor things here for another few hours or so, continue to post updates on Facebook and Twitter, and appreciate your guys' interaction, and enjoy this one if you can. This is not, a storm that's going to cause widespread power outage issues or major coastal flooding. So I feel like I can say that, try to enjoy it. I know it's a pandemic. That will actually help make it almost a lower impact event with less people that'll be out and about kind of on the roadways. So hopefully that'll make it easier for us to kind of sit back, relax, and even if you don't like snow, you might as well try to enjoy it, right? Keep it coming. That's from Michael Bazzano. What's going on, Michael? You're welcome for the updates, James. You're welcome, Thomas. And we'll talk soon. Take care. And if you go to bed, that's okay. I forgive you. Good night.